Hello, my name is Brittany Dennis. I am a physical therapist and restorative exercise specialist working to empower the aging process of women over the age of 50. And today I'd like to talk a little bit about this concept of becoming an older adult in training, because believe it or not, no matter what age any of us are, we are all older adults in training. And in my years as a therapist working to help older adults, I've kind of noticed a lot of commonalities among adults who age well and those who don't. So I put those together into a list of skills that everybody should be practicing daily to train well as we age. And this was actually inspired by a quote from Ashton Applewhite about how if we adopt this mindset of becoming older people in training, then we take on this new view of aging and we're less apt to look at it as a time of a state of decline. And unfortunately, that's the way that our society promotes aging, and that's what we're working really hard to turn around. Because the truth is, there's nothing inherent about aging that causes a state of decline. It's all the mindset that comes along with it. So in my practice, I've been fortunate enough to work with anybody aging or ranging from the age of 40 all the way on up to 95. I have seen 95-year-olds that are still doing everything they want to be doing. They're able to easily get on and off the floor. They're still independent in their homes and doing their day-to-day activities. And the only difference between somebody who's 95 and who is still independent and somebody who's 95 and who is not, truthfully, was a lot of mindset. So I thought I would just go over this list of skills so we can all try to adopt this growth mindset as we age. And aging can be a time of growth in a lot of different areas of life, and that also includes physical health. So that's kind of the first step we all need to take, is just remembering that as we are getting older, it does not have to be this time of decline. It can still be a time of growth. And a lot of the skills that I put together in this list are not a big undertaking. These are things that are really easy to incorporate in your day. You don't have to get up and start running marathons in order to age well. It could just take a few simple adjustments to your daily routine. So one of the first things that I try to teach anyone of any age is making sure that you're getting on and off the floor daily. So that's skill number one. First off, it's fantastic overall strengthening for your body. But second of all, it actually puts you at a lower risk of a fall as you age. So a lot of times when I'm working with somebody who's maybe 80 years old and they've had a fall, it turns out they haven't purposely gotten themselves on and off the floor for decades. And now we kind of have to work backwards to reteach them how to do this because they've lost the strength and the mobility to do it. So getting on and off the floor is a critical life-saving skill. And if you're currently able to do this, please keep doing it daily. The more variety of ways you can get on and off the floor, the better. And again, this is very easy to incorporate in your day-to-day. So if you go to, say, watch TV on your couch, just go ahead and sit on the floor instead, and there you go. You're getting your practice of getting on and off the floor. So again, that's a very common theme among people who do age well, is that they continue to get on and off the floor daily. The second skill that we should all adopt is to practice balance daily and also make this activity fun. So a lot of times our balance starts to decline just because we're not exposing ourselves to new situations. And then it perpetuates a cycle of fear where we're afraid of falling, afraid of exposing ourselves to new situations. And that's when we start to become a fall risk. And again, that tends to happen decades before somebody actually has a pretty serious fall. So a lot of this comes in, humans are creatures of habit, so we tend to get into a set daily routine. We walk the same routes. We tend to do our day-to-day tasks kind of in a normal, the same pattern every day. So we want to break out of that normal pattern and find some ways to challenge our balance throughout our day. So that can be something as simple as even just walking a different route than you would normally take. It could be walking on a different surface than you normally walk on. So if you're used to walking on a sidewalk, try to find yourself some grass or gravel. It's also helpful to make a list of differences in your balance that you notice and things you don't feel confident with. So if you're starting to notice that maybe you feel a little off balance if you have to bend forward to pick something off the floor, that's a really good thing to make a note of. If you're starting to notice that you're really having a lot of difficulty standing on one foot, again, something to make note of. If you're not feeling as confident going up and down the stairs, because that's also very common. So again, just keep a list of things that you're noticing and just make a small effort every day to do something that pushes the limit of your balance comfort zone just a little bit. And again, this can be fun. You can make this a game with family members. You can go outdoors and do different activities. So this does not have to be a boring task, and there could be a lot of laughing involved with it. Okay, so that's skill set number 2 is to continue to practice your balance daily. Don't ever stop doing that. So playing games where you can stand on one foot, see if you can shut your eyes, all of those different things will really go a long way into helping you train well to become an older adult. The third skill that you can practice to age well is making sure that you're lifting your arms up and overhead every day. So that's one of the most common issues that I see in older adults is a loss of mobility in shoulders, and it usually starts with having difficulty in reaching into overhead cupboards and progresses to the point of having difficulty getting dressed or getting a coat on and off. So again, it's extremely common, and this is something that we want to avoid. And it only takes a few simple adjustments to your day again. So actually purposely keeping things that you need out of your kitchen or even your bathroom often and putting them up a little bit higher so that you're having to reach. It could be using a clothesline instead of your dryer if you have that option, because you're gonna have to reach up for your clothesline to hang your clothes. So again, getting a little bit more work into your day, but it's definitely something you want to keep doing on a daily basis, because even taking a short break can cause you to lose a lot of shoulder motion and strength. And we don't want that to progress to the point that you are having difficulty getting yourself dressed or doing some simple daily tasks. So that's skill number 3, making sure you're reaching up and overhead. Skill number 4 is a little less conventional, and I recommend that people practice crawling every day, which sounds a little wild, and we all associate crawling with little kids, but all humans should be able to crawl, and in fact, you need some crawling in your day to develop healthy shoulder joints. The other reason that crawling is so important is because a lot of times we tend to lose bone density in the upper body, so within the ribs, the shoulder joint, and the wrists. So if you've developed either some kind of osteoporosis or osteopenia in those joints, then this is especially important to either both correcting a loss of bone density or preventing it in the future. And that's because you get your upper body weight bearing. So we're not usually putting a lot of weight through our hands. It's just a whole new way to strengthen your body. And again, this could be a fun game. You can have crawling contests around your house. Again, do this with other people, with your family members. This could be a really fun activity to do. It's a lot harder than you would think. It's great core strengthening, and again, just really great training to make sure you're maintaining your strength and your mobility as you age. So that's skill number 4, making sure that you are able to crawl and practicing that daily. Skill number 5 is just to find yourself a community of like-minded people to spend time with. So it's more likely that you're gonna have a positive view of aging and be able to maintain this growth mindset if you're spending time that also with people that also have that same type of mindset. So that might take a little bit of trial and error to make sure you get yourself around the right people, but a community is very important. So that could come in the form of attending group classes, and you might need to try a few to find the right one. That could be starting a walking group within your community and doing something active as a group. And that could also include even listening to podcasts, finding websites, or listening to audiobooks of some like-minded individuals who are promoting a positive view of aging and an active lifestyle with age. So that's skill number 5. Again, and any of these activities should include laughter and fun. You're much more likely to have a lot of fun doing these activities if you're doing them with somebody else. So I hope this list of skills was helpful. Again, we just want to work on adopting a more positive view of aging. None of these skills take a huge amount of time or investment to get started with today. Thank you.